So I decided that I was actually going to go ahead and come live because I was attempting to originally just do a short video, and literally 3 times that I started the video and I literally had you recorded, they cut the video. And right now I keep getting a um, notice on my phone screen that YouTube isn't responding. Okay. And it says either wait or close app. Now that's funny because I'm literally watching the actual time keep going. So it's this is somebody hacking the phone, and I took a screenshot of it so I can report it to the correct authorities for whomever is doing this ish. They can, definitely get charges pressed against them because I have no problem doing that. Okay. So, anyways, all of a sudden now they stopped coming. Okay. Because it just keeps coming back to back to back. Oh no, there it went again after I said that. Anyways, I just wanted to come and do a quick video and state what the energy is right now. Okay. We're having a quote unquote full moon or whatever right now. And so I wanted to state what has been happening with this hocus pocus spell work that people have been doing, and how it relates to the Matrix, how it relates to Cern, and what is being attempted to be done. So I already said this. Like I said, I just started recording like 3 different times, and it was cutting the video or whatever. Every time I started, it was stopping the video or whatever, and it wasn't even saving the video at all. So we already know what it is. We know what it is. These evil, wicked, diabolical mofos, they don't want this type of information getting out. So like I was stating in the other videos, of course, in one of my videos recently, I was talking about how what these mofos were attempting to do was steal people's star and their destiny. It wasn't just that they're trying to steal people's destiny, they're attempting to steal people's star. Okay. And with that, it comes with, their essence, it comes with, you know, their success, their abundance, all of these different things. So in the videos that didn't, um, you know, make it, I guess you could say, that I was making into shorts, what I was stating is that, it's giving get out. They want people to take a back seat, right? Either within their own vessel, and they attempt to demonically or entity wise hijack the vessel, right? And have people in that sunken place, or they want to take the energy on towards their vessel or within their vessel to have all of those energies within themselves, right? And I'm telling you, it's really giving Get Out, that movie Get Out, right? But on a whole nother level. Okay. And so what I was also stating regarding this situation is it's like they are attempting, because they have already lost. They have lost. So they're attempting to hijack the timelines and the code, like the Matrix code. So I had given an example of, I forget his name, but he's on the ship and he's looking at the code and he's talking to Neo. And he says, I don't even see the code anymore. I just see blonde, brunette, redhead. So he just sees what the code is stating. So within that, the code itself, right, it represents things in the reality, in the alleged physical, right? And so those codes are what they are attempting to hijack. Okay. So there are divine, universal, cosmic law contracts that the high vibrational beings actually 5:05 when I looked at the timestamp, actually signed before coming into this experience for what they would experience and how their divine, um, purpose was going to play out, how their journey was going to play out, right? So, I have stated before, you know, my destiny, my journey, right, has been written in the stars and printed on my hand, right? So these things are, how do you say, already written in numerous places. The Akashic records, they're all over the place. There's many copies, if you will, and originals to what is the original contracts for each individual. So these wicked diabolical individuals are attempting to, like I stated, hijack what the original has stated for these individuals, because these wicked, evil, diabolical mofos have already lost. So what else can they do but try to change what has already occurred or change what happens in the future? Like, that's the only thing that they could do. So that's what the fuck they trying to do. Okay. And that has to do with, like, okay, imagine you have a computer, right? And you have already written the code for the computer to have specific programs. You already got all the software, hardware that you want on it. Okay. Then some weirdo comes and asks to use your computer, right? And they done got some kind of viruses on there. They done tried to go through the back doors and change different things or add malware or whatever. They done did all this crazy stuff. Okay. So that's equivalent to what they are attempting to do. So I wanted to come and do this video to share with you guys that whether it is spell work, whether it is, you know, actual AI technology, whether it is Cern, right? They're attempting to utilize all the means that they have to come to another outcome where they are not held accountable and liable for the wicked ish that they are in the original timeline, in the original written script, in the original written matrix code, that they are absolutely held liable in. Like, everybody already knows, even if they're, I don't care if they're Christian, Muslim, you already know that the righteous, holy, pure, benevolent beings win the war. They win. Okay. How do we know that? Because it's already been written. So the other spell work that I have seen more recently is they've been killing a lot of bees, okay, around where I stay. And they're using the bees in their spell work. I keep getting this notice popping up. They're using these dead bees in their spell work. Now, this is a worker bee. Okay. So they're attempting to affect people's work. They're attempting to affect people's drive and ambition, inspiration, ability to get their work done. They are attempting to, you know, it's so many different things that I've seen within the last few days. But the main ones are shut up spells, confusions and illusion, right? So people, these high vibrational beings, uh, don't have clear minds to even speak on the issues at hand, right? They have done so many confusion, illusions, and spells, right? So that these topics don't get addressed. They have attempted to, like I said, stated right now, I attempted to do 3 shorts before coming live to do this live right now. Okay. So they have been attempting to come against the messages, whether the message is, you know, from whichever high vibrational being that is coming through. They're attempting to block the high vibrational beings from being able to get messages to each other and to the proper individuals in a place to do what should be done in holding these entities, beings, and demons liable for their spiritual, physical, energetic, universal, cosmic, natural, and divine law crimes. 11:33 on the timestamp. I cannot even make this up. That's 2 master numbers. Stop playing with me. Y'all seen I wasn't even looking. I looked and it was 11:33. So I cannot. I don't like that they are killing these bees. This is not acceptable. Right? We need bees for a lot of things. And there have been multiple. Okay? Y'all see the bee. There have been multiple. So another thing that I have seen in their spell work is that not only are they attempting to steal the star from high vibrational beings, which is a no-go. It's absolutely, all destiny swaps are a flop. All attempts at stealing our stars is absolutely failure. Failures. They're failures. They're failing to stop us from working. They're failing to keep us from getting these messages out. They're failing, their spell work is failing at that. Because guess what? All of it, I don't care what people say. They're saying, all this stuff about return to senders and this and that. I have seen in real life when people have received their karma for whatever they have done in ill will towards me. And like I stated in another video, some of us are here to go through the things so we can call down divine judgment, but you cannot call, somebody for their crimes if they haven't committed the crime, right? So some of us are here to experience them committing the crime, so then we have the authority, right, to call the judgment down on them. They didn't did it a million times to other people, but those individuals may have had karmic debt to go through those things. They may have had generational curses that they had not broken to go through that. They may have had something else in their contract of why they were agreeing possibly to go through that. Some of them had not agreed to go through that stuff and they were innocent victims. And so when they do it to you, you are able to get them justice as well. All the innocent victims of these evil, wicked, diabolical mofos that done did something. When you call down the divine judgment on these individuals, baby, all that past stuff is now due today. It is due. And once that sentencing comes out, it is do not pass go. Do not collect $200, baby. You going straight to spiritual jail. And a leaf just dropped from the tree when I said that. Even nature agrees with me. All of that is up. It's up and it's stuck. So more recently, like just from this full moon coming in, right? They had spell work out around where I stay. And that they had put around was, it was a bottle of vodka, an empty, a mostly empty bottle of vodka. They had a screw, a long screw. They had pieces of a palm tree. They had an earbud. So this is the thing that I gathered from the items that they had for this spell work too, is that it's not just that they don't want the messages to get out. They don't want people to be able to hear the messages or receive the messages. So let's say the message does get out, right? Like I literally do a message, other people do a message. They don't want people to be able to spiritually or um intellectually receive what is being said. Okay, but I already dismantled all of that. Okay, all of that was dismantled. Okay, and with the dismantling of, oh, did you guys see the live me just flying? I don't know if he came into the video or not, but he came like he came around like that. So I don't know if he came over the actual camera, if you guys could see that, but it was like when the bees come to you, that is a good omen, and you have a high vibration. The bees land on me. Anyways, getting back to the topic at hand, okay, is that it's a whole bunch of attempts, failed attempts, because they've already failed. This is because they're doing what they're doing now because they've already failed. People in their camps and their covens and their churches and all this stuff, they are dropping off like flies. Okay, because they are doing like death magic on death magic on death magic on death magic, right? Graveyard spells, necromancy, all this stuff. And so those things that they have, it's like they're attempting to, like, what would they call, rapid fire. It's giving rapid fire, right? They're attempting to do rapid fire spell work with multiple different covens and organizations and government entities and churches and all of these other different things at the same time to the high vibrational beings. And they see that the shit's not working. Obviously, we're still alive. We're still in good health. We're still in great sense, meaning that we are sane and of sound mind. So what it is doing is exposing these wicked, evil, diabolical people, and everything that they're doing behind the scenes is now coming to the forefront and into the sun, into the light of day. Because, baby, the old saying goes, that which is done in the dark shall come to the light. And it is coming to the light. Okay? So the more that they do, the more it is exposing them. And the more that it is exposing them, the more it is exposing how strong these high vibrational beings have always been. Yeah. So you know what that is giving? It's giving, Neo in the Matrix, when there's a point where he starts moving like the agents, and Trinity is like, oh, what was that? You're moving like them, right? When he does that famous uh back bend where he's damn near touching his back to the ground. Okay. Now imagine going from that to rapid fire attacks. Okay. And I'm talking about some of these mofos, they be coming in and attempting to have, BS conversations while they're sitting up here trying to do MK Ultra. They're attempting to do uh, subliminal messages. They're attempting to trigger you with specific things that they have in all their files, because they be having files on people, right? That they have in files that has happened traumatically to you. So they know, what buzzwords to say to attempt to trigger you. So they just look real stupid when you have already healed from all of these things, and you're just looking at them for exactly what they are, right? You are looking straight through them because you see them trying to trigger you, and you're not getting emotional because you've already healed from that, what they're trying to trigger you from. So you're just looking at them like, I see exactly what you're trying to do. And so you see how sick they really are, because they would pull some of these low blows to attempt to hurt you or bring up a wound that they think is still open, so that they could like open it a little more and make it hurt a little worse. That's sick shit. That is some sick ass shit. These motherfuckers they are mentally, like, I don't do the mentally ill stuff, but that, if I did, that would be some shit I would call mental illness. Because some of these people are really psycho. So going back to Neo in the Matrix, he went from barely learning that he can move like them to, in, I forget which one it was, the second one or the third one, where all these Agent Smiths come at him and he's just doing all these effortless blocks and punches, and he actually looks at his watch like he is getting bored, like he literally is, you know, so fucking strong and fast that he's barely putting any effort to block, to do all this. And this millions of these Agent Smiths coming at him. That's about the point where we at right now. That's the rapid fire that I'm talking about. That's what they doing right now. They trying to send all the Agent Smiths in because they already lost. And it's to the point that, when Neo jumps inside Agent Smith and blows his ass up with the light, that's about, we like right there. That's where we at. So I just want to come and do this video that these motherfuckers was trying to block me from doing. And anyways, yeah, hope this makes sense to everybody who has the ears to hear and the eyes to see, right? Or the eye, the first eye, aka the third eye, to see. If you don't get what I'm saying, you are not there yet. Maybe it was meant for you to hear this message so that you can be on the path to getting there. But if you don't understand what I'm talking about, baby, you don't be upset. Ain't nobody talking crazy. You just ain't there yet. And that's okay. You just need to do some more searching from within Sit with yourself and meditate and ground yourself, clear your chakras, clean out any parasites, and get off the fluoride and the soy products, right? And balance yourself out. And then you might understand, overstand, and outerstand what I'm speaking about. You know, as they say, as the elders and old people used to say, it's levels to this. That's true. It is levels. But what I don't agree with is they used to say new levels, new devils. I said new levels that devils can't even exist on because my vibration, frequency, and energy is so high that they cannot frequency wise exist. It's a mismatch. New levels that devils cannot exist in. All my new levels, they gotta go. They are exiled out of my new experiences, my new existence, my new timelines. No, absolutely not. New levels, no devils. I can't even say no devils because then that is the resistance. New levels that devils fail to meet the frequency to even exist in. You know, we gotta map it out in such a way. Yeah. So, anyways, the code, they have attempted to figure out a way with Cern, with AI, with all this other stuff. And I'm gonna do another video about this AI thing because, yeah, I got some spiritual stuff that we got to talk about this AI. So, anyways, if you got any questions for me or you need anything else from me, you already know where you can find it. If not, it will be in the description of my 3 websites, my activity ebook that I authored, illustrated, and self-published that is technologically advanced, the first of its kind, right? If you would like to support this channel by financial means, you can do so by hitting up my Cash App, PayPal, or buying me a coffee. And newly, I have Venmo. Okay, because a lot of people was like, I guess I was missing contributions to my love offerings because some people have Venmo and this other thing called Zelle, and they didn't have none of that other stuff. So I also now have the Venmo. And if financial means do not allow for you to uh, support the channel in that way, then you can always support the channel by liking, sharing, subscribing, hitting the notification bell so that you can help other people and yourself know when these videos are coming, uh, are being posted. And then what else? Oh yeah, duh. You guys can also, if you got a hype up the video. I know it's Sunday, so I don't know if they restart the week on Sunday or Monday. But if you got a hype it up, hype me up. I hype me up. I got 99 problems, but I got 100 reasons. Okay, I don't know. Okay, so this notice was coming up the whole time I was doing this video, talking about YouTube is not responding while the clock is still ticking. Anyways, um, I'm going to end this video. And if you have any questions, if you have any additional insight, then make sure you put it in the comments. All right. Peace.